Jai Hare Krishna Parama Bhakti, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Happy to see you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you too.
Jai Hare Krishna. Beautiful Jivana Didi, how are you? Your mic. Jivana Didi.
It's okay. I was just saying Dandavats to our most beautiful Praneshwari Didi and Parama Bhakti Devi. Yay.
In Brazil.
Oh, and there's Sivarupa from South Africa. Ooh, wow.
Right? Devarupa, so cold. Where are you? Are you outside?
Yes. Dandavats.
Hare
How are all of you?
We are happy to see you.
I'm happy to see all of you.
How's Mathura Vasini?
She's good. She's back home. I think she's following on Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. Just missing the association of all the devotees and Maharaj. Dandavats.
Everything's very quiet. Or is it my speaker?
Good morning, Obeisances Maharaj.
Good morning, not quiet. Good morning, not quiet. Govinda, Govinda. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Dear devotees, happy to be with you.
We are delighted to have you again, Maharaj.
I'm right beside the door. There are no surprises this time, are there?
Oh.
All right. So as devotees gather together, let us say our mini Vandanam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurasije Namaha. And to all the devotees and to all of you here especially, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivas Adi, Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And first of all, just a quick mention to Purushottam Prabhu. Yesterday, I noticed your email amongst my spam and garbage, unfortunately, from a little while ago. And so Purushottam Prabhu, I would just want to say that you're very welcome, and I'll try to reply maybe after this if there's a specific question. But it was about coming to Italy and to Thailand and possible Muktinath. So please don't think I ignored your answer. I didn't actually see your mail until yesterday amongst a lot of stuff. So please excuse.
Okay, Maharaj, thank you so much.
And almost you'd arranged that program so long ago in Utah, up in the mountains, you remember? And we had this whole plan for the walk, and you did that with the other devotees. But for some reason, was it I don't know what it was, but I wasn't able to attend. I just wasn't able to attend at the time that you planned it. So it seems like we're due to have some adventure at some point. So
yes, that sounds amazing, Maharaj. It was the huge wave of COVID that I guess stopped it. But
stopped it.
Yeah,
it was, I think, yes. All right, dear devotees, you've all come together. You are all dear devotees, and you are all, well, I speak on behalf of Paramananda. If we were all here to meet in Thailand at Kartik, then we would definitely be overjoyed and just consider, oh, really, this is a great miracle. But some of you will be with us at Kartik. And so that is a great joy. And we are with each other anyhow. Here, time and time again means regularly. And so this Zoom, it does have its place in the world for us to be able to associate and be together. So to all of you, my obeisances, my respects, and happy to have you here with us. Last time's Back to Basics was a trick. And by the way, I haven't checked anywhere, but I actually think you all got the day wrong. So we got to cancel that day. And by the way, I've tried to reply to the devotees, but I haven't been able to reply to everybody. And so those, I mean, just by circumstances as yet. And so please, those of you who sent wonderful messages, thoughts, well wishes, happy birthdays, and all other things, and I appreciate everyone. And what can I say? We just pray to Gurudev we can live up to the expectations that you see with your Vaishnava eyes, they can say. So it's all of your expressions. First of all, nothing to do with us, because we would be zero, or not even zero. We'd be absolutely nowhere without the guidance of our guardians. So it is all going to them. It is all for them, for Gurudev, for Guru Maharaj, for Srila Prabhupada. And here we are in the world, and we've got to be grateful for what has come from there. We may think, oh, what have we got? Oh, we don't have Krishna Prema, so many things. But what we do have, we've got our whole direction of life. We've got our map, compass, destination. We've got our vehicle also. We've got the fuel for the vehicle. And bit by bit, by the grace of our gurus, may we be getting the permits to cross the borders to get closer to our destination. So anyway, a few words of appreciation to you all. And we are back to basics. Our home of the heart is Nabadwīp. The home of the heart is Guru Maharaj's veranda in Nabadwīp, is Gurudev's veranda in Nabadwīp, the central core from where everything has come to the world, from Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. The central core is Nabadwīp indeed. And I was transported transported to Guru Maharaj's veranda a couple of days ago by one kind devotee describing their going to Guru Maharaj's veranda. And it was Mahamantra Prabhu. Yes, Mahamantra Prabhu. We were talking here. And he is here. Oh, somebody knows, at least one of you know Mahamantra Prabhu, Praneshwari Devidas's son. He was here. And he talked very nicely at our program. I don't think it was a streamed program, but our programs in London here. And I was very happy to give him some special chance to say a few words, because he is not only knowledgeable, which clearly he is, but he's a devotee, a hearty devotee. And he was out of the blue, you can say, but we're just talking and asking a few reflections. And he took us to Guru Maharaj's veranda, with the key, opening the door, going into Guru Maharaj's veranda. And his description of going to Guru Maharaj's veranda for the first time in Nabadwīp, and it just transported us there. And then we are remembering not only, we always remember his veranda in some way, not only that we see and remember Guru Maharaj there, but the whole atmosphere of the veranda, which is steeped only in the highest things, Guru Maharaj's presence, the residence of some wonderful person, most wonderful person, the residence of who has come from the upper world to this world. This is the reality of Guru Maharaj's veranda. So it was very wonderful to be transported there. Anyhow, Nabadwīp is our home, and I saw that Radha Sundari Devidasi is with us. I did see she was with us just now. Radha Sundari, where did you go? Oh, well, we have to be in more separation now, because I was hoping Radha Sundari can give us a touch of Nabadwīp Dham, because I expect she is in Nabadwīp Dham. But now we've got more separation. All right, I had some thought, we're just about to go and see Mayapur right now, or wherever she is in Nabadwīp just now. If she pops back in and you notice, Praneshwari Didi, please give us a call.
I just sent her a message. Maybe she just got cut off.
But it is the fact that we need to always remember our roots and remember the source of our good fortune. And that is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That is for us, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, whichever order we put. This is our fortune. These three super personalities who brought Srila Saraswati Thakur's message, who brought Mahaprabhu's message to the world. So we must always remember the basics of our life and not take anything for granted. So Radha Sundari Devidasi, I believe you're with us somewhere. Radha Sundari Devi, if you can, are you, yes, Dandavat. I saw two digital hands of Radha Sundari just then. Are you able to give us a little view of Mayapur, both by vision through your phone and by our ears? We can see through our ears through some little description.
Dhanyavad Maharaj, I'm sorry, but now I'm not in Mayapur.
Oh, okay. Are you in a holy dham?
Maybe no.
Maybe.
It's Assam state. There is one program, and the devotees from ISKCON, they invite us to go also. So we joined this program for Janmashtami. So this is Tinsukia, Assam state.
Say the name of the place again, please.
Tinsukia.
Tinsukia.
Yeah.
Okay. Assam has big mountains.
Yeah.
Are you in the mountains?
No,
No. Okay.
just in a small town. I'm sorry.
Hare Krishna.
And
Okay, anyhow, Radha Sundari, please know that just by remembering your name, we were being reminded of Nabadwīp and Mayapur. So that has also been very helpful. And actually, Assam state is a very pious state. And there are Himalayas right there. At the northern part of Assam is very famous. And may your days be blessed while you're there for Janmashtami with the devotees.
Thank you.
Hare
I'm happy
Krishna.
to be with you, now here. You are my Mayapur and Vṛndāvan and all.
I didn't catch the last part, but
I
okay.
said, Maharaj, I'm very happy to be with all of you, and you are my Vṛndāvan and Mayapur and all,
Hare
and
Krishna.
everything.
Guru Maharaj is Prabhupada and Gurudev. They all are. Didi, happy to have you with us. Thank you for sharing. And I've not heard of that place in Assam, but there again, lots of places we've not heard of. In the infinite, finite material world, what to speak of the infinite spiritual world. So, Hare Krishna. And Sripad Dandi Maharaj has joined us under SCSM 360. And lots of stars, and I can guess who they are, even without clicking on them, from Chintamani. Yes, I just saw the tangle. Chintamani, I saw the stars first in the little chat box thing. And Paramananda sent a message so that we wouldn't mistake the date in the future. What? What's going on here? Okay. Dana K. Dana K, I've been thinking of you. And if you like to chat again, I'm happy to do so. We had a talk, an introduction to each other a little while ago. And if you like to just contact me and we can catch up, as it were. And with the stars comes, I have a question. How are we to consider Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan non-different? Well, there we have a question for us for today. I could answer it in 3 words, but you probably want more 3 words. As with lots of things, okay, that's more than 3 words. All right, I'll give you my 3 words. Just accept it. Just accept it. And why just accept it? Because we have this tendency to want to put everything into our brain, and then when I understand it with my brain, then it'll be real. But there is definitely another aspect to Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan, which is far beyond our brain. So in one sense, this is in the department of it is inconceivable to us. If we try to force that thought, then we'll be like almost imagining. Then we come into imagining, to pretending, to, fantasy world rather than the reality world. So the spiritual plane, actually, almost you can say everything about the spiritual plane is above us, is beyond us. So if we accept and just hold it all on our head, just like the diorama on the front of the Nabadwīp Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat temple, where we're worshipping that high conception, we're worshipping all that, we accept it. And when, in this case, the Dham wishes to reveal itself in such a way, then it'll be revealed to us, it'll be known to us, and it won't be my intellectual cleverness that's been able to decide that, oh yes, what they say, I've now decided it must be so because of this, because of that. So we need to just accept it. We need to understand that this is the reality that's told to us by our masters, just as so many things in the spiritual plane. And acceptance is really very much part of our basics of Krishna consciousness, because we are coming to Guru, and we're coming to Guru, Vaishnava, and Shastra. We're coming to revealed truth, and we're coming to hear from those who have some touch with that. And we are coming as students. As students, we are to accept what the masters, I mean, okay, we're always afraid, oh, master, student, unconditional, accept anything you hear. But there is some stage where we do need to have complete faith somewhere. And that, if we are fortunate, that complete faith somewhere is going to be given to us by the grace of Krishna under the shelter of Guru, Vaishnava, and Shastra. So we are told these things as a description of the spiritual nature of the holy Dham. We are told so many things about the spiritual nature of the holy name, of the Vaishnavas, of Krishna, of the pastimes. So in some way we're being described, some description is coming to us. And this is for us to know that, oh, there are such wonderful things. If I follow the journey properly, then this is what's ahead. This is what we're going to see. If somebody wants to, not really a good example, I suppose, but if you want to go on holiday somewhere, then you look through the, in our day, the holiday brochures, because they didn't have advertising on, well, they didn't have internet, number one, so they didn't have advertising on the internet. And you'd look at the brochures, you'd see some advertisement in a magazine or something, and then you send off for the brochure. Then you sort of get some idea, and they give you some idea of where you're going to go. And then you think, oh, the Bahamas, very good. Bahamas is heaven, looks like heaven. I'm going to, all the money I've saved up over the last year, I'm going to go there and get a hotel. And, some idea that there is such a place. And then with that faith, you're giving all your hard-earned money and you're going there and you find, oh, I did what was needed to go there. I paid my ticket, did the austerity maybe to buy the ticket, because money for most doesn't just appear. We're working hard to get it. So then you have some goal. So the holiday brochure isn't the Bahamas, but it's giving you some description of it. So we are also, but only how can you experience it? It is to go to the Bahamas. And if any of you have been, well, some of you certainly have been okay, I can think of something now. Let's think of a classic village market in India, with all the spices, with all the grains, with all the noises, with all those fragrances of all these things kind of mixing together. And you can look at a photo. This is a very mundane example, but you can look at a photo, or you can hear a description from some travel writer or something saying how nowhere else in the world will you find such an experience as this. But until you go there, you're not going to actually experience it. You're going to be in your mind sort of thinking of something. But a market, a village market in India, or in other places, North Africa, I don't know whether Sao Paulo, they have such village markets with all the spices, there in a kind of almost, you say, like a back street area. But There are supermarkets like that. I mean, supermarkets, not supermarket. Okay, there are wonderful markets which are like that in the world, and which are just so full of, like, all the senses are kind of getting some nourishment in such a place. And one, by the way, comes to mind. Two markets come to mind, by the way, immediately. One is Vṛndāvan's the vegetable and everything else market early in the morning. And another one is the Nabadwīp market in Nabadwīp. There is a whole area which is all, closed from closed means it's got covering, very simple village covering from the sun and the rain, if it's a rainy season. But those two markets, just themselves, in a material sense, they're quite an experience to go to. But the spiritual world is far beyond this. So these examples of like a holiday brochure or description of an experience like a market somewhere, that you only can know when you have been there, when you've visited. So the descriptions of Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan, they are giving us some understanding that there is such a wonderful place. And why we believe it? By the grace of the Lord. Then he's brought us to masters that we know are telling us the truth, telling us what is what. And we are coming with our faith and coming to hear about that land. By hearing from the right source, then the unwanted things, any desires in this world, automatically are slipping away, because we've got some higher goal, some higher focus, a higher ambition. And this is the key to life. The key to life is to have a life that is properly directed and worth living. And when it's worth living, we're leading a proper life worth living, then it is all positive and progressive. So faith is required, and just understanding is kind of not sufficient, but it is good in the sense of it is helping us to see that, oh, that land, now I understand that land really does exist. And we get the descriptions that every grain of sand in Nabadwīp can give us Vṛndāvan. So Nabadwīp has got a different mood. It's got the distribution mood added to it. And Vṛndāvan, little exclusive. Vṛndāvan is that land which has got every rasa, every mood relationship contained within it, but which is not giving direct access. So Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan, then we are told, especially, we can say Guru Maharaj and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Nabadwīp Dham Mahatmya. If we read Nabadwīp Dham Mahatmya, then that will help us to also get a very good kind of, for our satisfaction to hear the glories of Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan as being non-different. And actually that book of Nabadwīp Dham Mahatmya and Nabadwīp Bhavataranga, which is very short, both of those books, they're not only for reading it at the time of Gaura Purnima, and even then, when we ask the devotees, and actually, I mentioned yesterday to one of our sweet devotees who is here or not, let me see. Okay, who's not here, but one of our sweet devotees we were talking to yesterday. and we were saying about how sometimes in the past we've said, dear devotees, please read such and such, and then we can discuss it later. And yes, one or two devotees do read the thing, the like homework we've given, but not many do generally. And this sweet devotee said to me yesterday, I join your Back to Basics class, but I join on Facebook, so I won't be asked any questions. So I actually don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I don't want to be a monster. We want everybody to be like comfortable. But the fact is that, to read, if, I can recommend, okay, I can definitely recommend reading Nabadwīp Mahatmya, again and again. And, we know that even at Gaurapanima time, devotees don't always get around to reading it because you've got so many duties at work, so many, duties with the family, we know, and it's difficult to make extra time for reading. But actually, how to understand Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan to be the same, it's going to come from those who understand it themselves, like they're telling us about what they know, as opposed to somebody who understands it because they read it and they've logically worked it out. And this is the nature of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is the nature of Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. All of that section are giving us like description of what they know, what they experience, what they see, what is that world that they live in. And so this is quite different from a logical understanding. So my recommendation is to read Nabadwīp Mahatmya. And whenever I read it, my feeling is that everything is in that book. Everything is in that book that we need. So, I mean, there are so many, we do have lots of books, but we do want to give like particular attention to whatever book we're reading, and we will find that wonderful things are there. And by the way, I should probably put a post, but yesterday, our Gurudev's dear Jamuna Priya, who was a personal assistant, took care of Gurudev with much affection, with medicines and just personal attention for the last quite a while. Anyway, she just posted a new, very clean, very clear audio of Srila Gurudev on absolutesweetness.org. Absolute Sweetness, all one word, .org. And there also, why I thought of that just now, because Gurudev gives another shloka there, which is that everything is in this shloka. This is all we need. And that's one shloka. And by the way, yesterday I was in the minibus with all these noisy Hare Krishnas here in London. And we went to a program, and coming back from the program, it took us quite a long time to come back because it's London and we came back in rush hour. And so we had plenty of time for association with each other in the bus. And I was happy to hear, not from my instigation, but the devotees were discussing Bhagavat Bhaktita Sarvam Ityutsridya Vidherapi Kainkaryam Krishna Padaikashayakam Sharanagati. So I was very happy to hear the devotees discussing that one verse that will give us everything we need. So, okay, it's me chatting away, and I always say why I come here and I want to hear from you all. It's all your fault, Chintamani Didi. You got me started. But no, we appreciate, but not, I mean, I mean that in the best way. But we appreciate that we also need to remind ourselves Nabadwīp, Vṛndāvan, and everything that it entails. The highest Leela, basically secret until Mahaprabhu came and pointed it out, kind of secret because got kind of left on the side while the worship of Narayan and all other sorts of worship may be fully pure, but purest, the Krishna Leela in Vṛndāvan, not focused upon until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival, manifestation in the world. So what has been drawn as the conclusion of the scripture and shown and made available by Mahaprabhu, and hence the Sampradaya after him to this present day, it is very rare, it's very wonderful, And again, our basis of our devotional life, appreciate what we have. And then when we appreciate that treasure, we will not squander it, neglect it. I shall now try to be quiet and
Maharaj, please check the chat.
check the chat. I'll check the chat. Dana, yes, Dana, very welcome. And Praneshwari, Sri Gauradam and Sri Bhaktivinoda from the Sri Gaudiya magazine. Sri Gauradam and Sri Bhaktivinoda from Sri Gaudiya magazine. Lectures of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Oh, so
Oh,
this is
the one above is related to Chintamani's question, Maharaj. If you can please read it, is in one of the Gaudiya magazines.
okay. Wonderful. So would you like to would you like to either read it or appoint a reader?
Let's appoint a reader. Well, Chinmoy is busy, but we can ask Jaidev Prabhu.
Okay, let us ask Jaidev Prabhu.
Oh dear, my connection is very sketchy. I'm not so sure, but I can try. Can you
Yes,
hear me
Prabhu.
okay?
Yes,
Perfectly.
we can hear you perfectly without any,
Wow.
without
Praise
any
Krishna.
hesitation.
Shri Gauradham and Shri Bhaktivinoda, Shri Gaudiya magazine. In Shri Nabadwīp Dham Mahatmya 379 to 85, the divine forms of Navadvip Dham and Vṛndāvan, as well as the chambers of the Madhurya and Audarya moods that are found within Goloka, are described in the following manner. Navadvip is the best of all of the Lord's abodes. Beyond Shri Vraja, Brahmaloka, and Viraja, beyond Shri Viraja, Brahmaloka, and Vaikuntha is Shvetadvip, Shri Goloka, and lastly, Gokula Vṛndāvan, Krishna's abode. That abode manifests in two ways. Its rasa appears as either Madhurya or Audarya. Audarya is fully present in Madhurya, and Madhurya is fully present in Audarya. Still, fortunate souls know that Vṛndāvana is where Madhurya is predominant. All the Vedas say that Navadvip Dham is where Audarya is always predominant. There is no difference between Vṛndāvana and Navadvip other than the difference made by the respective manifestations of rasa. Wow. Jai.
The wow and jai are also there. Good. I expect the original would be chamatkara and jai. Yes. Some are shortened to wow. Chamatkara. Beautiful. Yes, you see. Now we know, but we wait for the day when we, what's going to be the next word? When we are, now we know, but anyway, you understand my point, but we need to wait for the day when we know. We're going to use the same word with two meanings because I can't immediately pick up another word. Hare Krishna, but I think you get the idea. Hare Krishna. Nabadwīp, and it's not Nabadwīp, dear devotees, however much, I mean, everything was perfectly pronounced for Nabadwīp by Jayadev Prabhu, but we do hear devotees saying Nabadwīp. For sure it is not, it is Nabadwīp. When you get in Bengali, if you get a W or a V after for instance, like after a consonant, I don't know the grammar things perfectly, but it emphasizes the vowel. So if it didn't have the V, the Nabadwīp or Nabadwa, the bit part, it would be Nabadwīp, but then it makes it Nabadwīp, kind of emphasizes that. As one of our dear senior devotees knows, you can't buy a train ticket to Nabadwīp, but you can buy a train ticket to Nabadwīp, because even the ticket selling man doesn't have a clue where is Nabadwīp. Hare Krishna. And by the way, yesterday in our gathering in London, I met one of our sannyasis, was sannyasi, but from a long time ago, and for the first time in many years. And interesting and very happy meeting, of course, very happy meeting. But just a little reminder that devotees we don't see are still devotees, just because some devotees may have kind of disappeared from the public eye, or retreated a little bit. Once a devotee, always a devotee. And we must never have any bad feeling or criticism or anything about devotees who apparently go away for some reason or another. Because again and again, we do meet with old friends and old senior friends, and we never will have any disregard for them. And we must always appreciate how they've helped us, and also in the past, what they've contributed to all of us in the past, the example and the sincerity of the devotees, of all the devotee family. So that was little experience from me yesterday. Yes, any question? Maybe Purushottam Prabhu has a question on the spiritual side of life.
Yes, Maharaj, wow. I was actually wondering if you could say something about the meaning of Srila Guru Maharaj's name, the guardian of devotion, and maybe us as, followers in his what we should particularly know in that regard.
All right. Well, again, this can be answered quite simply in the sense of this is his Guru Maharaj, our Param Guru. Guru Maharaj is Guru Maharaj, means Param Guru Maharaj for our generation. So our grandfather, who is that lion guru, who absolutely set everything straight for the whole world, not for India, not for some section, but for the whole world, he set straight what is Mahaprabhu's message. And he who sees everything and is not in the calculating way, but sees everything and sees who is who, what is their seva capacity, etc. He gave that title to Srila Guru Maharaj. And this also, Guru Maharaj felt it confirmed, and his godbrothers witnessed that transaction just before Srila Saraswati, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance from the world, witnessed that transaction where Guru Maharaj, he describes that by that transaction of asking him to sing, Srila Guru Maharaj to sing, and not the sweet words of other good singers, but he wanted to hear from Guru Maharaj, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, and what took place there. Then Guru Maharaj told that others, they say, Guru Maharaj gave me entrance within that highest quarter of Vṛndāvan Leela, but rather I feel that he gave me the position as the gatekeeper of that department. So in there, we've got this protection idea that Guru Maharaj is the gatekeeper, and then Guru Maharaj also saying that, and he said that not anyone and everyone will be allowed to come in. They must be fit to enter into that plane. So the guardian, the guardian of devotion at each level, to the highest level, that the guardian of the highest realm of Radha Krishna Leela. So again, we can only put this in our understanding. Now, I know on the knowing level, but one day and bit by bit, we can come to understand really Guru Maharaj's prominence as the guardian of devotion. And this aspect of Guru Maharaj's nature, we've seen, or rather heard described from Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, who saw the relationship of Guru Maharaj's godbrothers with Guru Maharaj throughout many, many years. We saw some relationship of, for myself, maybe, no more than 3. Of very few of Guru Maharaj's godbrothers at the very later part of Guru Maharaj's manifestation. But Gurudev saw from 1947 the relationship between Guru Maharaj's godbrothers. And godbrothers means those who were leading missionaries, started their own missions, did grand preaching, opened up so many temples. That section, the senior section of the commanders of Srila Saraswati Thakur's mission, they all came to Guru Maharaj to make sure that they're following nicely, that they understand Srila Saraswati Thakur's teaching, his conception and his lectures in the time of Saraswati Thakur. But then after Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they're coming to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj is like the standard bearer, as we often say. And so he's the protector of devotion. So that is witnessed by Srila Gurudev, how they would all come to Guru Maharaj after the disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur, and their regard for Guru Maharaj as that protector of the devotion, the protectors of the value of devotion, etc., the values of devotion. And then our small history for so many in the Western world, after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, and then many different conceptions and ideas of how things will proceed and where is the shelter, when we see that so many became shelterless when their apparent shelter was like washed away before their eyes, sort of thing. During the major dramas of leadership of the spiritual leadership in the beginning of the 80s, in the early 80s. And then having heard from Srila Prabhupada of Guru Maharaj, we came to Guru Maharaj. It was so natural that here is the solid shelter for us all. Here is the guardian of what is right and what is wrong. And coming to Guru Maharaj, then that became very much a reality for the devotees who found themselves without any guardian and not even knowing, one says this, one says this, almost well, no, not quite the same. It's almost like Maharaj Parikshit. He had so many advices from so many quarters, but what's the advice? And we come to Guru Maharaj and there's the advice coming from Maharaj, holding that not just official, it's not an official thing, but actually holding that, knowing clearly what is Srila Saraswati Thakur's presentation of Mahaprabhu. What is Mahaprabhu's presentation? What is devotion? What are the practices of devotion? What is right? What is wrong? This was Guru Maharaj. This is Guru Maharaj. And we hear from Bhaktivinoda Thakur how the Vaishnava lives on in his instructions. Well, look how living on in his instructions Guru Maharaj is. By these wonderful books that have manifested, by the audios and videos which are present, by the many devotees, in fact, which are in the world who took shelter of Guru Maharaj and took shelter not out of convenience, but out of much inconvenience for most people, like a very positive. We've got to come to his shelter by hook or by crook, come to his shelter. And we do know, okay, I can think of one devotee anyway, who definitely came to Guru Maharaj by crook, rather than by hook or by crook. That's an English expression, by the way. Maybe I get a bit lost on someone who's not a native English speaker. Hare Krishna. But Guru Maharaj, I mean, this one we can say from experience, really the guardian of devotion. And without him, after the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada, we can say that the whole of the Krishna consciousness around the world would be very shaky position without Guru Maharaj. But you see, you can't have the worldwide Krishna consciousness without Guru Maharaj also, as Srila Prabhupada openly told, publicly told, and repeatedly told. As Gurudev said, we have 1 or 2 recordings of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj saying various things about their relationship, but I saw their relationship for countless hours during all the years. You know, we have like a couple of recordings to say, look, here's evidence. But again, we come to the living, who is living, and God knows by that their heart and heart relationships all together. That's Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so he also helps us to understand. Guru Maharaj, it has given everything from Saraswati Thakur. He's given everything there to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and to himself. And so we can't conceive really if we are with our eyes open, Krishna consciousness in the world without Guru Maharaj. And so he really is the guardian of devotion. It's not a ism thing. It is where the heart of the sincere seeker will come to lay their head. Hare Krishna. I'm sure there are other ways to answer your question, but this is kind of a
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Priyanana Devi Dasi, please tell us more about our Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's relations that you observe personally. And also Priyanana Devi Dasi, I received your kind wishes in a little video. Oh, and Dandi Maharaj, you see there are so many I've not got around to answering to. All your kind messages, all you kind devotees, on a very hard-hearted, stone-hearted Madhusudan, all received appreciatively, because we're not allowed to say thank you. So easy to say thank you, isn't it? But appreciatively. Hare Krishna. Yes, I can tell you more about Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's relation. But what? I mean, Hare Krishna, we were there from those early days, our early days, the beginning of the 80s, the first big wave of devotees coming to the West, before any book, before anything. And we saw everything in Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And you know, we didn't think, oh, we've got nothing to read from here. We're there and just really in the world that Gurudev describes, about where everything is heart to heart. And really all we need is good association. All we need is the best association. And here we had the best association with Guru Maharaj. But they were inseparable. You know, what are we going to describe out of the blue about, you know, two of our grandparents' relationships or something like this, or grandfather and father. Hare Krishna. There is a world where everyone is wonderful. And that's the free world. That's the world of Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, where they live, the upper world. Everybody is wonderful. But as long as we cheat our own selves with insincerity, and as long as we are not good boys and girls, unfortunately, there's a place for the naughty boys and naughty girls, and that's called the material world. So we saw something about the spiritual, which spiritual, especially in this modern world, maybe doesn't have the right feel to it. But the alive world, the world of life, that is such a wonderful place. And the world of life, as opposed to the world of calamities in which we are, then the world of life is so wonderful. And there we are hearing about that and feeling it from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. And seeing, like, ideal Vaishnavism. Acharya is teaching. What is an Acharya? He's teaching by example. And Guru Maharaj and Gurudev really showing automatically the life of a devotee. They're not putting on a show, not doing anything, to say, oh, look, do this. And they're doing something different. They're leading that life. And Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's relationship, respectful to each other. I mean, as it turns out, but of course, Gurudev, the disciple Guru Maharaj, the Guru in their relationship. But Guru Maharaj had respect for Gurudev, and Guru Maharaj also telling to us, telling to the devotees that if you're asking me, because sometimes devotees would ask him about some, what should we do in this circumstance? Something about the devotees and devotees' behavior, and like you can say a little bit in the management department. And then Guru Maharaj, they consult with Guru Maharaj, and then Guru Maharaj would also tell us, but you consult with Govinda Maharaj also. And if he says different from me, you follow what he says. I mean, that was super sweet. That, and not just sweet. It is, Guru Maharaj is also humility, and Guru Maharaj giving that recognition to Gurudev that he's been running Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math in service of and for Guru Maharaj for so many years. So he has, some, you can say, some experiences of the devotees and managing and overcoming problems, because management means you're going to have problems because things always come up. And Guru Maharaj giving all recognition to Gurudev for having that experience, which maybe he may give better advice than Guru Maharaj can give. And Guru Maharaj so sweetly saying, please, if he says something different than me, you follow what Govinda Maharaj says. And Guru Maharaj calling Govinda Maharaj, always. Govinda Maharaj. And many things, and we are the witness. We are the witness to Guru Maharaj calling Gurudev back from when he's gone to go to Calcutta to do something. And then Guru Maharaj, then as soon as the car has gone, or a couple of minutes after the car has gone with Gurudev going to Calcutta, then Guru Maharaj calling, usually Shiva, okay, yes, we can say names, calling Shiva Prasad Prabhu. He's a disciple of Guru Maharaj, and he was very strong. And Shiva Prasad, and he would get him to go quickly. Okay, now you take the bicycle. And he'd ask him, you take the bicycle and go quickly to the bridge, because the car, okay, Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, the river Ganges, and a bridge that crosses it later on, not in the beginning. But then the car has to go all the way around to get to the bridge. But by bicycle, you can go straight to the bridge and then walk up to the bridge. And Gurudev would call for Shiva Prasad, who would generally say, you go to the bridge, and you bring Govinda Maharaj back here. You tell Govinda Maharaj he must come back. And time and time again, Gurudev going to Calcutta and turning around at the bridge. And you know, there's a toll on the bridge too. I don't know if Gurudev got a refund on the toll. But it's like 2 rupees. It's not Western money toll on the bridge. At least 2. At least you can say 2 rupees. Very little amount. And many affectionate dealings. And we are there with Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. I mean, so, and Gurudev, for us, he was our overseer. And so we are with Guru Maharaj, we are massaging Guru Maharaj, we're doing our seva, our time of seva. We're cleaning his room, and Gurudev is overseeing, making sure that we're doing things nicely. And he's there seated with Guru Maharaj. He'd be seated with him. There was I hope still there is a metal framed chair, not like a deck chair, but a deck chair that you take to the beach has got something like woven across, but so it's a little bit soft. So that kind of a chair was there, and it may even been converted to a wooden top, because that weave breaks after some time. But Gurudev would sit in the chair, and he would discuss with Guru Maharaj. He would be with us when we're there with Guru Maharaj. Heart to heart. What can I say? Inseparable. Hare Krishna. So, basis of our life. The spiritual world is real. Nabadwīp and Vṛndāvan are non-different, but Nabadwīp has magnanimity added. Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, in one sense, non-different, but they are all uniquely of the other plane. And let us, we can hear many discussions, many things. Really, one emphasis, and I feel it more and more, seeing the world, if you like, the devotee world, really something not to overlook is everybody try yourselves to have sadhana every day, to make that time, really to hear, read, to capture Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. By reading their mood, their teaching, everything. By reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, you are reading Srila Prabhupada's purports. You are hearing his purport. Many of them, they're spoken into the dictation machine. By reading Srila Guru Maharaj's books, you're hearing Guru Maharaj's talks. You're hearing that transmission. And he himself, Guru Maharaj himself, and I've been there when he's directly told devotees this, when they're coming to Guru Maharaj and asking some question later on, maybe 86, 87, this time, they're asking Guru Maharaj some question. Guru Maharaj said, I have answered this question before. I have answered this many times. I'm sure you will find it in the books that have been published. You read these books and you will hear. So Guru Maharaj himself is referring devotees to his own books. Srila Prabhupada, we know, himself referred the devotees to read my books, to read his books. And this way, they, by their instruction, are giving instruction and guidance, not just for those who are sitting in front of them, and it doesn't apply to us. They're giving very consciously for everyone. So the thing is, we all need to hear Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev every day to keep our vitality. And when that doesn't happen, and then we see that it makes life very difficult as a devotee, we start to put the devotional side in the background. And really, there is no other worthwhile side in our life except the devotion. And when the devotion becomes in its kind of natural and proper course, getting nicely nourished, all the family stuff, the work stuff, and all the commitments in this world, they become part of that devotional like life. It is automatically part of the devotional life. Even those family members who are not particularly favorable towards our practices of devotional service, then they're included. Everyone's included responsibly in devotional life. But we can have many discussions and understanding things, but doing is, I see it is very important. And so this is my encouragement. If I leave the world tomorrow, at least we'd like to say that, please, this necessity, and then so many of these other things that come up all the time, which are kind of controversial or something, they kind of disappear from the radar because everything's already been made clear, and either you get it or you don't get it. But you more or less get it if you're going to be nourished by Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. And there is no shortage of nourishment, as we well know. But the shortage is our own self-discipline to put it into practice, and many things in our life. Hare Krishna.
There is a question from Purushottam in the chat, Maharaj, but maybe it can be a little bit long, the answer. So if you prefer, we can keep it for next Saturday if you want. Or if you have the time, you can answer now.
Well, I think now we are over time, and we're together very happily. And again, I haven't given others a chance who are very capable to say something, a chance to speak. But we can keep this in the, well, I was going to use a very mundane term, so I won't, I suppose. Keep this in our top pocket, not our back pocket. Keep this in our top pocket. And then we can bring up this question next time, perhaps. And Gangalila Devidasi, I believe that we'll be with you later today, or you're tomorrow. So I'm sure we can touch base there a little bit. And with her program about Bhagavad Gita. I don't think
more at 10 a.m. our time here. I don't know what it is your time.
Oh, it's a good time here. 6 p.m. I think. Anyway, yes, I don't. Where is your time? California, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we'll see you then. And to all of you, to Jivana Didi, I mean, really, what a senior devotee with us who really can tell us more and more about Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and Gurudev. And to all of you, Prema Sindhu Prabhu and Sripad Dandi Maharaj with us, Paramananda Prabhu quietly with us today, but he's quite a volcano of non-quietness in Harikatha, only in Harikatha. And so many good devotees are with us, and Chinmoy Prabhu at work. Chinmoy Dev Prabhu, always appreciate your contributions. And at least you do have a fan club of one, me, and other devotees who maybe also do watch and listen to the videos that you make available. All appreciated. All of you are appreciated. And yes, Radha Sundari Didi, by your remembrance, we are remembering Nabadwīp. And today we got a bonus. We went to Assam, which I believe, maybe somebody can correct me, I think that was Narottam Das Thakur's zone was all up there in Assam. So you're in Narottam Das Thakur's, the wave of his preaching that took place there. All right, dear devotees, I shan't continue anymore today. Take your time, but appreciate everything. And Jayadev was very sweet reading. And to all of you, Nadia Priya, very good, happily seeing you with us too in Ukraine, in Govindaland. And Govindaland yesterday, the deities, I believe, were installed and brought to Govindaland. So many wonderful things taking place day by day. Gaurangi Devidasi, appreciate everything and happy to have you with us. Bhagavan Prabhu, each of you. And to our Brazilian devotee section, so many up so late in the evening. And so to Parama Bhakti Didi, Leela Shakti Didi, Leela Moy Prabhu. And there'll be more. I know I missed some devotees. And to Lynn, Ekadashi, and inseparable from Ekadashi, Davali the cow. And Purushottam Prabhu, and yes, Prabhu, I'll try to. But we can also talk if, not just now though, Purushottam Prabhu. It's a little late. Anyhow, we'll touch base and we'll try to see what program and what can happen a little later on. All right, dear devotees, my repeated obeisances, appreciation, and of course, Seva Rupa Devidasi, now back in South Africa. Though we feel that she's from Italy, but she's from South Africa. And please do Mathura Basini also give her a welcome home to South Africa. And we still feel that you're in Italy somehow. All right, Jayadeshvu Chintamani Devidasi, Audarya Leela Devidasi, who is in Italy, Vila Govinda, and of course the Praneshwari Devi, who's so capably looking after the world devotees, in fact, Krishna's engaged her good capacity in such a way with much appreciation to yourself, to all of the devotees, my repeated obeisances. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shila Gurudev, Shila Govinda Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shila Guru Maharaj, Shila Shri Ram Maharaj ki jai, Jai Shila Prabhupada, Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Bhagavan Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, our Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai, and I to all of the assembled devotees ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari.
Jai Srila Bhakti Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Nirupama, I didn't mention, sorry Nirupama, I didn't mention you. Priyanana Devidasi already mentioned with appreciation earlier. So, Gauranatha Prabhu also, how the devotees are hiding from me somewhere. Now you're manifesting in front of me. Yes, Nadia Priya, good to see you also. She's probably in the kitchen or the temple room in Govindaland, Jivanadi. Dandavat to you all. Ami Ashchi, time to go.
Thank
Govinda
you
Guru.
so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Dandavat. Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.